Doesn't matter if you love him or capital H-I-M.
Hello listeners, this is
Just
a video
put your
podcast
paws up,
recorded fully for Prepa 2
because you were
on
born
the night
this
of
way,
Prepa 2
baby.
Erasmus.
We are going to talk about how much does bullying affect in the school performance and in the relationships.
We are Daniela Jimenez, Carla Sanchez, and Angel Ruiz. Thanks for your attention.
Our objectives are show that bullying is present in the high school number 2, recognize if the bullying affects the school performance of the victim as the aggressor, raise awareness among the student community of the high school number 2 about the problem and how dangerous that can be. Our hypotheses are the bullying is present in the high school number 2. Fourth graders are the most vulnerable to suffer from this problem. Bullying negatively affects participants, aggressor victim on the academic aspect. Bullying affects not only academic performance, but also makes it in personal relationships. To a form of abuse which takes place in any group of individuals who live together. It is especially frequent in school among children and adolescents. Bullying is characterized by intentional, harmful, recurrent behavior of one or several individuals with ordinarily consistent abuse of power. It can be expressed as physical, verbal, psychological, or social aggression which affect not only the victim, but the aggressor and the observers as well. The causes of this phenomenon are multiple and complex. Our society, there are certain risk factors of violence, such as social exclusion and exposure to violence through the media. The family, environment, scholar, means of media influencing this problem. There are different types of bullying behaviors. Covert bullying is not always obvious. Overt bullying is often easier to see and includes direct aggression with intent to distress, upset, and hurt. The negative effects are not exclusive of the individuals and their family. These consequences at the school then to produce higher indexes of affective disorders and behavior in the students and their environment. School inside absenteeism lowers academic achievement, school dropout, generation of aggressors and victims aggressors. School environment insecurity, disintegration, poor health, violence, and circumstances favoring the replica of the phenomenon.
Methodology. Begin with a small research about the problem of bullying, identifying at what level school is located, the problem that this causes on victim, offender, and also in their academic levels school performance. To conduct the above research, were consult sources. Such sources serve as guidance for the implementation of our projects. See this reference or research paper that address and apply solution to the same problem. Where is the problem at our institution? We see which sector of the student community was more prone to suffer bullying. This affords a better appreciation of the problem. The approach was in for just students. It was thus decided because at this level the majority of students come from institutions outside the UNAM enter the EMP to face another friendly, with one demand for more in their educational level, in addition to interact with the students from college initiation, they already adapted to the level of demand from the UNAM. After deciding to which sector we focus on, set out to analyze the problem in only two groups to define the project. The following survey was applied to students of the groups 404 and 411, which a total of 100 students. 1. What you've been assaulted physical or verbal on more than one occasion by friends, colleagues, teachers of the institution. 2. Have you attacked physically or verbally more than once to a co-worker, friend, or any student of your institution? 3. Once you notice the bullying to someone and not do anything. 4. If you made receive of notice vandal, what type of aggression was? 5. If you've done or experienced bullying, has it affected you in your schoolwork? 6. If you've done or suffered bullying, this yourself has affected your personal relationship. 7. What's your average high school? A. What is your approximate average of the last period?
We obtain data of the number of offenders and victims, proving to be more victims. The verbal attacks are most frequent. Less frequent aggressors are physical. Here is less physical aggressions because bullying in high school is different which occurs in other school levels. Conducting surveys, we realize that the majority of the students do not have a clear idea of the concept bullying. Students confuse the jokes between friends with bullying. 43 students are not victims or aggressors. 14 are victims and 7 direct attackers. 36 are victims and aggressors at the same time. 14 victims, 6 lowered is average, but these students said the bullying was not an affect their school performance. We assume other causes. 7 offenders, 2 rose his average and 2 failed it. Others were kept as well. Of the 14 victims, bullying affect 5 in your relationships with other people. 7 attackers, 3 the problem has affected them in their relationships. Of the 36 people who are aggressors and victims at the same time, 11 say the bullying has affected them in their personal relationships. Conclusion. Through our project, we were aware that the problem of bullying is still present at high school level, but this manifests itself in a silent way, unlike the sources of primary or secondary, where parents speak out to learn. Through the result of surveys, we checked that in the fourth grade of prepa 2, bullying is common. The surveys also reflect that some students have dropped their average because of the social problem. Similarly, we observed that the majority of the people who have made bullying have under average, while the victims is variable. Since that was found that they are lower average, but we also see that there are people who have suffered some type of bullying with high ratings, which express the student to evade the problem by confusing studies. In most cases, affect high school students learn to live surrender with these aggressor behaviors instead of denouncing them because you have the either make a mistake of the being in high school, especially in Dunam, bullying does not arise. We also conclude that bullying occurs in a confusing way since students do not have a clear idea of the problem.